Hi everybody and welcome to David's Garage. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of some boots that I just got in from Junkard Co boots, and I'm really excited to do this unboxing because I've been waiting for these boots. These boots, again, they are from an Indonesian boot maker called Junkard Co boots. First, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's watched, everyone who's liked, subscribed. If you guys have any boot recommendations, leave them down in the comments. They give you two spare set of laces, black cotton lace and brown cotton laces. And it looks like a little bit of a keychain. Cool. Oh, and they give you a certificate of authenticity. So you can, show, hey, here's my certificate of authenticity for my boots. It's a nice little touch. All right, it looks like they give you one boot bag. And they also wrap them in plastic and foam just to protect them. So looks like they do put a lot of care in their packaging. So if you guys aren't familiar with Junkard Co boots, they're an Indonesian boot maker. Looks like they've been around since 2010. And they're actually one of the few Indonesian boot makers that have a website. Most Indonesian boot makers, you'll have to contact them through their Instagram and message them and tell them what you want to order, and then they'll usually take a payment through PayPal. So I placed my order through their website and I was able to customize this boot. This was an MTO boot, so made to order. And what I chose was, these are on their NH last. I chose a European size 44. I chose for the leather Natural Maryam Horsebutt with TPR coating, that just stands for thermoplastic resin. Let's see, I chose lining in the toe box and on the heel counter only. I did choose brass hardware with 2 speed hooks. I chose a midsole. For the midsole, I chose Brazilian leather. I chose a natural finish on the edge. And then for the sole, I did choose a full sole, super grip sole from Dr. Sole. So let's talk about this leather. So this leather is from Maryam Tannery. They are a leather tannery located, I believe, in Tuscany, Italy. And in my other video that I did on my Blackbird boots, which are in their Tuscanello horsebutt leather, also from Maryam, I said that Maryam Tannery, they only do horsebutt leather, but that's not correct. They do other kinds of leather. I believe they also do like kangaroo and another type. But if you look on their logo, it'll say it. But their most common type of leather is horse leather, and that's what most people will know them for. What I should have said is that Maryam Tannery is that their most popular leathers are horse leathers, and they seem to specialize in horse leathers. And then another thing about Maryam Tannery is, I believe, is that they only do veg tan leathers. So correct me if I'm wrong, let me know down in the comments, but I'm almost positive that they do a full veg tan process for their leathers. So this leather, this is their natural horsebutt leather. And horsebutt leather, or horse leather in general, it's known for having a higher temper, but I think Maryam, they do a nice job because this leather doesn't feel super stiff. It's got really nice temper to it. I feel like it's got like a really nice middle ground to it, where it does feel like it has a good amount of body. It does feel like it has some stiffness. It's gonna hold a shape, but it doesn't feel super stiff. Like, it does feel like it's maybe like on the softer side, or like I said, it's right in the middle. It's gotta be right in the middle for the temper scale. Whereas in like some of my other leathers, like kudu leather, that's super soft. Chrome Excel, that's also on the softer side of the temper scale, but something like a natural cypress, that's definitely on the stiffer side. I've never worn shell cordovan, but I know shell cordovan is very well known for being extremely stiff. But yeah, this leather, and even the Tuscanello leather that I have on my Blackbird boots from Maryam, feels exactly the same, because it's the same leather, it's just a different color. But this Maryam Horsebutt, it's got a nice temper to it, not super stiff. I'm not worried about the break-in at all on these boots. Another reason why people will choose horsebutt leather or horse leather over, let's say, cow leather or bovine leather is horse leather doesn't tend to crease as much or as sharply as cow leather. In fact, one of the characteristics of horse leather is that it does like roll instead of creasing. You'll see like waves forming in the leather, which some people find more attractive than, say, the creasing. But I do know that some horse leathers, you'll still see creasing on them. I'll bring some updates on these boots as I wear them more and as they develop. It's just to show like how they're breaking in and how they're creasing and all that. But that's one of the characteristics of horse leather. And some people find that more favorable over the creasing of cow leather. All right, looks like this leather is just over 2.5 millimeters. Yep. So that's a good thickness. That's, I think, actually like almost like the sweet spot for thickness. 2.5 millimeters. Definitely, it feels like it's a good substantial amount where you probably don't need a backing leather, but it's not thin where it like feels floppy and you need to like add like a lining leather just to help it keep its shape. So I think 2.5 is like a really nice sweet spot for thickness. So these boots, they are built on Junkard's NH last. And I chose this last because it does have, looks like a little bit of a rounder toe box. Their other lasts were more pointy than this. And then this silhouette has more of a standard service boot silhouette. So that's why I chose it. So Junkard Company boots, all of their construction styles are hand sewn. So they do offer stitch down and they offer welted boots. And they're stitched down, they are sewn by hand, same thing with their welts. These are sewn by hand, so it's very labor intensive. And that's similar to Blackbird boots. Blackbird boots, they're also hand sewn boots or hand welted boots, whatever you want to call it. But the construction is all done by hand, which, you know, sewing this by hand, it's not easy, it takes skill. It definitely looks really nice, like a machine did it. So they have a few options on their website, and I was originally going to go with a storm welt, but I changed it to the flat welt just because, you know, this was when I had my epiphany of, hey, you know, I'm kind of done with storm welts. I just like the simplicity of a flat welt. So I'm really, really happy that I went with a flat welt. You can even see the joint is right there. It's very beautiful. Very well done. Most Indonesian boot makers, they're actually going to be made by hand boots. And that's actually one of the benefits with going with an Indonesian boot maker, since labor is not as expensive in Indonesia as in other countries. And they do have sometimes more access to, you know, different kinds of leathers than other places or other boot makers located in the US or other countries. You can get some really nice customized boots from Indonesia and their Indonesian boot makers at a really fair cost. So I'm happy that I went with Junkard boots because this boot for me was really a grail boot because I really wanted this leather similar to the Tuscanello leather. I wanted both of them actually. I just wanted Maryam's horsebutt leather, and so I'm really happy that I ordered this boot and got it from Junkard boots. And I think the finishing and the quality just looks beautiful on the, you know, the leather looks great. All the construction and the stitching just looks really nice. You can see by their packaging, they just put a lot of care in their boots. On my Blackbird boots, I have the half sole from Dr. Sole, but this is the second Dr. Sole sole that I'm going to be, you know, wearing and using. And it's just a simple sole. It's got like a really nice hardness to it. It's not too hard, not too soft, but yeah, I just want to try Dr. Sole since most of my soles are from Vibram or, you know, proprietary soles from the manufacturer. I just chose this as an option. And the reason why I didn't go with a half sole on this boot is because I live in the Midwest. There's a lot of different kinds of weather. And so I would just rather have a full rubber sole instead of having this leather exposed. It's not a big deal, but that's just my preference. Let's see, for the shank, you know, I'm actually not sure what they use for the shank, but I think they use a leather shank because I'm sure if you can see that, but there's like a bulge here, which is usually from a leather shank, but I'm not sure. They don't state it on their website, but if you guys know, let me know down in the comments below, but I think this is a leather shank. Okay. All right, so it looks like these boots are gusseted up until 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the fifth eyelet, between the fourth and fifth eyelet. So these are gusseted up in between the fourth and fifth eyelet. So I like that, nice. Again, this hardware, it's brass hardware. I got 2 speed hooks. They do have a leather heel counter. And looks like a single piece backstay. Looks like they got triple stitching here on the backstay and then also quadruple stitching here. Okay, so from the very top to the very bottom, this boot is about 7.5 inches. And then if you measure from the very top to the top of the midsole, it is just under 6 inches tall. Let's see, the heel stack is just about 3/4 of an inch, barely. And if we measure from inside the boot, this boot is almost exactly 5.5 inches tall from inside the boot. And let's also measure the midsole while we're at it. So the midsole is 2.5 millimeters. So it's not a super thick midsole, probably barely 3 millimeters thick, but yeah, 3 millimeters. And so this boot, it's not going to be a work boot for me, so I don't need a super thick midsole. What are my initial impressions on the build quality? So my initial impressions on the build quality are, I am very, very impressed and happy. I mean, for the price, it's a really good quality boot. It's hand lasted, it's hand welted. This is Natural Maryam Horsebutt leather. I mean, I love it. I'm really happy. This is a boot that I've been waiting for a very, very long time. And so I'm really excited to finally get to put these on and break them in and beat them up and just show you guys like how they're gonna patina and develop over time and give you guys an update after I've worn them for a while. So I'm really excited and happy about this. All right, let's try them on. All right, so here they are. Wow, this last feels super roomy, like has really volume-wise, I mean height-wise, my instep feels like it's got like plenty of room, and in the toe box height-wise, it just feels nice and roomy. So I chose a European size 44, and so these are a European size 44. They did recommend me go down to a European size 43, but I did not want to have my toes squished. Honestly, it does have kind of a sloppy fit. But I do not think I could go down to a European size 43. I think volume-wise and for my waist, I could probably go down to a European size 43, but there is not enough length in this last. I can feel my big toe is touching the corner right here on the toe boxes. So even though this is a roomy last, I do not think, and I would not want to, go down to a 43 just because if my big toe is already touching the sides of the toe box, I don't think, it does not feel like there's a lot of length in this toe box, and I feel like if I were to go down to the 43, that my other toes would start rubbing against the, the front and the outside of the toe box. So I'm happy with the 44. It is very roomy, volume-wise and height-wise, so it does not hug my waist super tight, but I can feel that my heel is being hugged, but not super tight. Again, I'm a 10.5D on the Brannock, and so when I took my measurements, I just converted my sizing to European sizing. That's why they ask you for their sizings, because they're making these boots overseas in different countries, and they're gonna, take a long time to make these boots, a couple weeks or a couple months, and then they're gonna ship it to you, and it's not a quick and easy process. So just always double check their refund policy. That's why these overseas boot makers like Craft and Glory, Blackbird, Junkard, they ask you for your sizing because they want to get it right the first time. Maybe I'll see if I can find an insole that I can put inside the boot to try and eat up some of that extra volume, extra height, because I really do like these boots. They are very clean looking. I really like the finishing. I love this leather. I've been waiting for these boots for a while. I believe Junkard's manufacturing time or production time is, I believe, 3 to 4 months. Honestly, I would probably compare the fit of this last to the fit of my Jim Green 719 boots, because I feel like it's sloppy, like right here, all in the back, everything behind the toes, it feels similar to the Jim Green 719s, but I think the Jim Green 719 boot has just a little bit of a wider, rounder, roomier toe box, just very slightly. So if I had to compare them, that's what I would compare this NH Last to from Junkard. How's the arch support? It's a standard service boot. I would not say this arch support is phenomenal, just because I can feel some arch under my foot, but hugging my waist, like I said, it's very loose, it's very sloppy. It's not too big, but like I said, I don't feel my foot firmly locked in there. So the overall comfort, pretty comfy. We'll see how these break in, we'll see how they hold up. The veg tan insole actually, I don't know, it feels nice and soft. Like, it doesn't feel like super flat and stiff. That's actually really nice. I actually think their veg tan insole feels really nice and comfy, so that's good. Do I have any concerns? Well, the only concerns I would say I have right now is just how the fit is a little sloppy, how my waist and my heel don't feel locked in. I do feel like there's plenty of room or volume for my instep. I probably got a little bit of extra room. It's not a bad thing, but I do like it when a boot just, grabs your heel, your waist, and your foot feels locked in. So that's everything that I have for you guys today. If you guys have tried Indonesian boot makers, let me know what Indonesian boot makers you've tried. If you recommend any, please let me know. I really do appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you on the next video.